I'm obviously pleased with the way we played. Other times we looked pretty good. We had depth again today. When one group wasn't playing well, you could put another group in, and they did a nice job stemming the tide. So I thought from about the 10-minute mark, 8 to 10-minute mark of this first half, really to about the 6-minute mark of the second half, we really guarded and got used to their offense and did a nice job of guarding their stuff. And I was really proud of our group with that. And for the first game, we really don't know how to play with a lead. You know, we've had 10-point leads. For us, that's like 2. And today we had 20, 22-point leads, and we really don't. We didn't know how to act. So hopefully we'll have a few more of those this year, but we'll see. And best part of the day is we got all our walk-ons in. They've been unbelievable in practice. They bring it every day. Do the scout team, practice hard, never say boo, and it meant a lot to everybody in that room that they got into.
We talked yesterday about Nick and his